This next episode of Trivia in Chief is about our 40th president, Ronald Reagan, and his love of jelly beans. Ronald Wilson Reagan was born in Illinois in 1911. The Reagan family moved around Illinois several times before settling in the town of Dixon. He went to Eureka College and acted in several school plays. He also played football and studied economics. After graduation, he became a sports announcer, mostly reporting on games for the Chicago Cubs. Reagan convinced his boss to let him travel to California in the spring to cover the Cubs' spring training. While in California, Reagan was convinced to go to the motion picture industry, and he signed a contract with Warner Brothers. One of his early films was Newt Rockne, All-American, where Reagan played a football player named George Gipper Gipp. This gave Reagan his nickname of Gipper. Due to his poor eyesight, Reagan was not able to serve in World War II, and he acted in training films instead. After the war, Reagan served as president of the Screen Actors Guild, and he testified to the House of Un-American Activities Committee. In 1951, Reagan was almost killed by a chimpanzee co-star. During his acting career, Reagan never won an Oscar, which he very much regretted. Reagan's political career began in 1964, when he gave a televised speech in favor of Republican Barry Goldwater. In 1966, Reagan ran for governor of California. During his campaign, he began to quit smoking. To do so, he started eating jelly beans, which he soon fell in love with. Reagan won the election and was re-elected in 1970. During his time as governor, Reagan received regular shipments of beans from the Herman Goebbels Candy Company, and they even designed a special jar for Reagan. Goebbels began sending Reagan beans for their new Jelly Belly line in 1976, which soon became Reagan's favorite. Licorice was his favorite flavor of Jelly Belly. Reagan won the Republican nomination for president in 1980. His running mate was George H.W. Bush, and he ran against incumbent Jimmy Carter. Reagan won the election, and at the time he was the oldest person elected president. For his inauguration, Reagan requested red, white, and blue Jelly Bellies. At the time, Jelly Belly did not make blue beans, but they did make cherry and coconut for red and white. To solve this, blueberry Jelly Bellies were developed ahead of Reagan's inauguration. During his time in office, Reagan gave special jars of Jelly Bellies with presidential seal on them to visiting dignitaries. On March 30th, 1981, shortly after entering office, Reagan was nearly assassinated by John Hinckley Jr. Reagan was rushed to the hospital and famously told his wife, "Honey, I forgot to duck." Reagan recovered several weeks later. During his time in office, Reagan became known for tax cuts and for stimulating the economy, even though some were critical of his efforts. In 1980, he appointed Sandra Day O'Connor to the U.S. Supreme Court, making her the first female Supreme Court justice. Reagan was re-elected in 1984. During his second term, Reagan worked heavily on U.S. relations with the Soviet Union, and famously said at a speech at the Berlin Wall,
"Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall."
Ronald Reagan stepped down in 1989, and in his final years he struggled with Alzheimer's. He passed away in 2004. Ronald Reagan became well known for his personality and his love of jelly beans. The next president was George H.W. Bush. Thank you.